human nature. Were not the teachings of men of science, and even of a notable portion of the clergy, up to a quite recent time, teachings of distrust, despite, and almost hatred towards the poorer classes? Did not science teach that, since serfdom has been abolished, no one need be poor unless for his own vices? And how few in the Church had the courage to blame the children killers, while the great numbers taught that the sufferings of the poor, and even the slavery of the negroes, were part of the divine plan? Was not nonconformism itself largely a popular protest against the harsh treatment of the poor at the hand of the established Church? With such spiritual leaders, the feelings of the richer classes necessarily became, as Mr. Pimsel remarked, not so much blunted as stratified. They seldom went downwards towards the poor, from whom the well-to-do people are separated by their manner of life, and whom they do not know under their best aspects in their everyday life, but among themselves, allowance being made for the effects of the wealth-accumulating passions and the futile expenses imposed by wealth itself. Among themselves, in the circle of family and friends, the rich practice the same mutual aid and support as the poor. Dr. E. Herring and L. Dargun are perfectly right in saying that if a statistical record could be taken of all the money which passes from hand to hand in the shape of friendly loans and aid, the sum total would be enormous, even in comparison with the commercial transactions of the world's trade. And if we could add to it, as we certainly ought to, what is spent in hospitality, petty mutual services, the management of other people's affairs, gifts and charities, we certainly should be struck by the importance of such transfers in national economy. Even in the world which is ruled by commercial egotism, the current expression, "we have been harshly treated by that firm," shows that there is also the friendly treatment as opposed to the harsh, that is the legal treatment, while every commercial man knows how many firms are saved every year from failure by the friendly support of other firms. As to the charities and the amounts of work for general well-being which are voluntarily done by so many well-to-do persons, as well as by workers, and especially by professional men, everyone knows the part which is played by these two categories of benevolence in modern life. If the desire of acquiring notoriety, political power, or social distinction often spoils the true character of that sort of benevolence, there is no doubt possible as to the impulse coming in the majority of cases from the same mutual aid feelings. Men who have acquired wealth very often do not find in it the expected satisfaction. Others begin to feel that whatever economists may say about wealth being the reward of capacity, their own reward is exaggerated. The conscience of human solidarity begins to tell, and although society life is so arranged as to stifle that feeling by thousands of artful means, it often gets the upper hand, and then they try to find an outcome for that deeply human need by giving their fortune or their forces to something which, in their opinion, will promote general welfare. In short, neither the crushing powers of a centralized state nor the teachings of mutual hatred and pitiless struggle which came, adorned with the attributes of science, from obliging philosophers and sociologists, could weed out the feeling of human solidarity, deeply lodged in man's understanding and heart, because it has been nurtured by all our preceding evolution. What was the outcome of evolution since its earliest stages cannot be overpowered by one of the aspects of that same evolution. And the need of mutual aid and support, which had lately taken refuge in the narrow circle of the family or the slum neighbours, in the village or the secret union of workers, reasserts itself again even in our modern society, and claims its right to be, as always has been, the chief leader towards further progress. Such are the conclusions which we are necessarily brought to when we carefully ponder over each of the groups of facts briefly enumerated in the last two chapters. End of chapter 8. Recording by Enko.